Excuse me. There is something on the screen. Hey y'all. Thank you for being here. Okay. I literally just finished this looking at pictures like less than a minute ago. So that's why I'm just like, what is happening? What's happening? So I'm putting up stuff that I used. Hello and welcome. I'm going to do the intro. Hey Grace. Asian Game Over has tracked me tonight. Have fun, ladies. Oh, I'm sending him good vibes. I'm sending him speedy vibes. I hope that he does well. Hey Janet. Hey Tanya. I need to finish watching your video, and then I saw that Janessa had a live, that she did a live earlier, and so I left comments on yours and your video and her live. Hey Alexandria, and I did start it on my phone so that it's in my history, and so later I'll just watch them on my TV. Yeah. So let me do the intro. Hello and welcome. My name is Dion, and I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? The crazy is knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Like, how dare they? Like, what? Who are you? Telling me how to live my life. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like, yes, I am moving you. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand tool or technique because that's what they're telling you in whatever videos you're watching. I'm here to tell you, use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in wiping stuff off the screen while we're talking. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's our motto. That's what we stand by. That's what we live by. And I hope it resonates with you if it's your first time hearing it. And if you've been hearing it, I do hope it's one of your daily affirmations. Just love yourself and be your authentic self at all times. We're going to be recapping all the palettes that we used last month. And yes, that was heavy. Yes, Janet. All of these right here. This is our palette roundup. Two things about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. And there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. His name is Bruce. He is just so rude and obnoxious. I try to be aware of him to say excuse me. If I don't say excuse me, it's because for whatever reason I just wasn't aware. So forgive us both ahead of time. So yeah, I literally just got done this less than a minute before I hit the live button, so I'm just trying to. Blue is the moment. Yes, I used the matte connecting color hi-fi palette today. We use, I want to say 9 shades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we use 9 of these shades for this look. But the blue. Wait a minute, actually it's green. And I keep telling y'all, to me, like once these settle in, they look the same. We put the blue on our inner rims, upper and lower, and this one is Quigley Blvd Personal Preference. This one is the green one. And this one is one eye at a time. And I know I always say, once they settle in, they look the same to me. And I did do blue on one side one time and the green on the other eye. And damn it, if they didn't look the same, like after they sat for a little bit. We did on the first half lower lash line put this shade. The second half we put that shade. But that green, which looks blue, yeah, it will not be denied. And I love it. So we're doing our roundup today. I did schedule some. You're still working. You'll be popping in and out. I appreciate it, Janessa. Yeah, and you are always working during the live. Yeah. And I'm an hour ahead of you too over here. So it's 7 over there. I did not say hi to everybody. Hey, did I? Hey, Alexandria. Let me just go down the list in case I forgot anybody. Hello, Grace. Hello, Janet. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Alexandria. Hello, Janessa. Did I forget anybody? So we're doing our roundup. I don't even know how many palettes this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 palettes that we used last month. I did schedule the 3 lives for next week. I just need to go in, do the thumbnails, edit the description box, all of that stuff. But next Monday is going to be our members only Gems and Lashes video. So if you're not a member and you want to see me play with different lashes and a new thing for me using the non-self-adhesive gems. So if you do want to see that, go ahead and join the membership. $2.99 a month, $2.99 a month. Because I think somebody thought $299 a month. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Anyway, and you can cancel at any time. And so yeah, so we're going to get into this roundup. Hello, how are you today? I appreciate you being here. We're going to go over the palettes that we used last month, and the one on the bottom is the Pride palette. And so we're going to take everything off of here, do that one first, and then sit it back down. I do have my stool over here. This is a monstrosity. I really like it. Hey, Lock. So, so this is the MAC Pride palette. I gotta lean back. This thing is humongous, and it is a puffer jacket type material. I will always have this. I didn't know it when I purchased it. It is like a tray. I had them all stacked up on here and was lifting this. Yeah, it is like a tray. When I was in the store, the lady said, "Oh, and another thing about it," she said the pans are removable, and I'm like, "What?" I will definitely always have this. And so this is what the inside. Oh Lord, this is what the inside looks like. There's 40 shades in here, and it'll fit, of course, the other MAC singles. And if you have other single shadows, that's round pans, and that's the same size, they can go in here as well. I do know that Pat McGrath singles do fit the MAC pans because I have a couple in one of my 15 pan BYOPs. And so, but this is what it looks like. And it did come out for Pride Month. Hey, After Dark. Oh, thank you for the makeup brush. Thank you. And I do like this palette. I don't use it a lot because number one, it's humongous. And so just so just like holding it or taking it out is just like, girl. And the majority of these is a satin formula. So you're not going to get, I don't know how Janessa gets her looks to be bold. I struggle to get a bold look out of here because for me, these are like just regular type satin formulas. And so I don't get a lot of pigmentation. But it still works for when I don't do like really bold, dark looks. And I do love MAC's formula. It just works for me. And so that's what this looks like. I don't think they did. I don't remember if they did anything for Pride Month 2025. And I kept thinking, how are they going to top this? Because this came out for Pride Month a couple years ago. And I'm like, how are they going to top this? Like how? Like the packaging, all these shadows. I'm just trying to fit the plastic piece back in here because it wants to keep moving. And so I don't even remember if they did anything for Pride for 2025. And this was limited edition. And so I will forever have this packaging unless I, fall and bump my head and forget. But the packaging itself, and some people were saying they would just get it, that they were going to get it and never use it just to have all of this. And I think this is a fantastic representation as a makeup palette for Pride Month. Okay. I am usually overwhelmed when I start the roundups because there's just so many palettes in front of me. We used our Gilded palette last month. I seem to think I used a whole bunch of shades. I don't know how many. But this is what that looks like. And this is a very pretty palette. This is very pretty. And a lot of people complained about the formula. Oh, that's not the celestial shade. Listen, when in any of the mega motherships, which this isn't mega even though it says it, when has any of the mega motherships had that old school celestial shade formula? Not one. So when people would say that, I'm like, none of them had it. But anyway, I don't think they did, not specific products anyway. I think they announced the upcoming Chappelle Roan collection, but that's all I remember. Thank you, Janessa. I just can't see them topping that. And so, like, anything else they do for Pride Month moving forward, I'm going to be like, they would really have to, yeah, show up and show out. The formula of these shades in here are the formula of, like, the quints that she came out with. Well, not her, but the brand came out with over maybe, like, the last 2 or 3 years. And I really like that formula because it's a creamy formula. So all of these dips you see in these pans is not because I use them a lot. It's from swatching them, and I think in one look that I did, that's this. They're creamy. You can see all the little like dips. They're creamy, and that's the formula that I really liked. And there are quite a few shades in here that were in some of her quints. And so, excuse me for that glare. And so I really love it. So people were complaining, but I really like that formula. I was not like, oh my god. But if you like the flaky celestial shades, then yeah, you're not gonna like this. If you like the creamy formula that's not messy, because y'all know I cannot stand messy shadows, excuse me, then you would like this. If you can find it and you want to get it, because stuff is changing, stuff is disappearing. Stuff is disappearing. I don't think they did. Okay, let me toggle to make sure. Okay. We also used last month. Yeah. Shadows of the Vampire. I need to put this somewhere else because I always forget this is here. I have one here, shadow placement for this combined with Pat McGrath Mothership. Which one? Subversive. But I keep forgetting it's there. So you know what, I'm gonna take this off right now and put this on my table. So this is from Notoriously Morbid, 15% off code down below. I don't know if this is still available. But this is what it looks like. I usually don't keep packaging, but the sleeve is not in the way at all, and so I do tend to keep sleeves. And this is what that palette looks like. We used this last month. I really like this palette. The formula in here, everything is very smooth, as you can see. Like some of their palettes, the formulas are flaky. Some are chunky. Some of their shimmers are chunky. This is more of a satin formula, and with mattes, of course. And I don't remember if the sparkles show up. I want to say they do a little bit, but I don't remember. And when I use it, I'm always like, I don't know, let's see. And then I forget after I do the video. And these two do show up different on me, which is good, because usually when there's reds close together, in tone, they look the same when I put them on. And so we did use this last month, and I really like this palette. And it is, what is the PAO for this? This one does not have a PAO on it. Some of their stuff doesn't, and some will say 12 months, and some says 24. And it was something they had that was 36. I wish they were all 36. And so I don't know what the reasoning is or whatever. But we used that last month. Both of these are top tier. I don't think we're gonna do a ranking because y'all know I struggle with rankings. We used this Clarity Cosmetics palette, Autumn Rose, last month. This is a beautiful palette. I was kind of like, what is that? Because this shade has white marks in it. Well, not marks in it. It's something embedded in the shadow. Because I scraped off the top layer. It was still there. And Janet commented that they hand make their shadows. But I was just like, what is that? But we did a look with this. The look was really nice. Y'all know this is my color story. We did an all matte look, and it was for one of the Instagram collabs. And so we used all the matte shades, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll probably use this again this month and use some of the shimmers and metallics. This looks like it's a shimmer because it's chunky looking. The rest they look like they're metallics. They don't look chunky. And so thank you, Janet, for saying that they just hand make their shadows, because I was really like, what are these? What is this in here? And it's the only one in here that looks like that. So I was just like, so thank you for clearing that up, because you know me, I'll be like, what the hell? We also use from Notoriously Morbid the Nightmare palette. I don't know if they still have this. They discontinued making a lot of stuff to like streamline their offerings, but then they keep making more stuff. So like, I don't understand. But when I saw this palette, I wanted it, and it does look very small. Like, you see my hand, like this is it. This is my palm, and then like these are my fingers at the top. But when you open it though, it's awkward. When you open it though, like it is a really nice color story, grungy, gothy, whatever you want to do with it. You can do ethereal if you want with this. And I really do enjoy it, and I am glad that I have it. There was a problem with two of the shadows. The owner of the brand emailed me. So I'm guessing they saw my video. And yeah, they made it right, even though I wasn't asking for anything. And so, but that is what this one looks like. And the only mattes are the middle row in this middle section of the palette. Everything else is shimmer or metallic. And there's quite a few dual chromes in here too. But I really like this palette. I really do. So the two that I had issues with, I'll just use them for lower lash line because they hard panned. That's what it was. And so even just trying to swipe a brush in it, it was like, girl, you ain't moving us. We ain't going nowhere. Their most recent palette is their first lab manufactured one I haven't ordered yet. Which one? Because they came out with like 3. There's one that looks cool toned, one that's earthy, and then one that's colorful. So which is the most recent one you're talking about? Because to me, it seemed like all 3 came out at the same time. But I know that they didn't. But when I first saw them, it was a post. It was showing all 3. So I was just like, But then I did watch Notoriously Morbid. Thomas did a video showing the different palettes. Yeah, so I don't know which is the most recent. Because to me, all 3 just kind of roll together in my mind. I was looking at eBay, says Tanya ran across some old Kat Von D palettes. Took me back to when they were super excited about makeup. So many iconic palettes came from her brand. And I have none of them. I don't even remember if I've even tried any, to be honest with you. So this one is Selim Cosmetics. I'm sad that they shut down. I understand it, the tariff stuff and all the uncertainty. And because this was another brand. Thank you for the hearts. This was another brand that is my vibe. This is my vibe. Notoriously Morbid is my vibe. And so with all the inner conflict I feel, I do love Notoriously Morbid. Hey, Sons. Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Hey, Sons of Ray. So I'm saying hi to you. Then I'm like, where is she? And so this is what it looks like. And Boo Boo, thank you for the hearts. Boo Boo the Fool here, me, when I had purchased it, of course, like way back, right? And then after I purchased it, like a month later, they had a sale. And so I bought another one. And so it's been sitting in a dark, cool place. Like this entire time since I had it. Yes, I ordered that one like 2 or 3 weeks after I ordered this one. I'm like, and that's how much I really liked it. These are creamy. You can tell because you can see the brush marks in it. This is more of like a satin, and so is that one. I love that formula. I do like their creamy formula too. It takes me a little bit to get it on the brush, and then I have to go in small sections because it doesn't spread far. So like say this is my eye, I load it on a brush, it only goes right here. So then I got to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I can say I do like that. It's not messy. And this is my color story. And so I was sad that they shut down, and I don't have a lot from them, but they like this is my vibe. And so I was sad when they closed down. But being a small company, quite a few small makeup brands closed down because of all the madness. Did y'all see? I don't know if y'all watch Reese Waters. That's why I saw it. The hockey team that were at the State of the Union that was like, oh, and we know that was a prompt. We know that was a distraction or whatever you want to call it. Well, there was a picture taken, and some people have been posting about it. The male hockey team is sitting around this table eating McDonald's Happy Meals and burgers. And so I'm like, so you put them on display at the State of the Union for winning, and this is what you do. Give them McDonald's, burgers, and Happy Meals on paper plates and bottles of water. They were like not even in a cup or a glass. Bottles. And I'm just like, this is how so you just bragged on this team, brought them to the State of the Union, and you gave them McDonald's. I'm like, and I'm not surprised. And so then, of course, they had to show a picture of the women's team, who a couple celebrities got together, and they took the whole women's team out. And they're at this nice restaurant. I forget which celebrity it was, but it was like his favorite restaurant. So they're sitting around with this fancy bill and blah, 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 blah. And 47 gave them McDonald's and bottles of water. That was so funny to me. Stanley Tucci, was that the guy? Yeah, he's like, I'm taking him to my favorite restaurant. Yeah, and that it made me laugh, and I was just so excited because when 47 made the comment, he invited the men's hockey team. If y'all don't know, he did that with some other team in his first term. Yup, I'm like, you gonna get him? But then I'm like, y'all know the man like McDonald's, so I'm just. So he invited the men's team and not the women's team. And he made a public statement during one of his speeches or whatever saying, well, I guess I need to invite the women's team because that won't look right if I don't invite them. Like some offhanded bullshit that he said, right? And so then he did, like the next day, he did invite the women's team. They said no. He invited them after the fact and after that side ass comment, and they said no. They didn't go. They're like, we ain't playing that shit. They're like, nah, you ain't gonna be using us to make yourself look better, like you're all for America or whatever. But yeah, they had like, this fabulous, luxurious, decadent dining experience. And these dudes you brought over here got McDonald's on paper plates and bottles of water. Yeah, that was just hilarious to me because I'm just like. So they was up there grinning, and the one holding up his medal, and now he like eating a burger, McDonald's burger. I was like, this is hilarious. It's hilarious. The one I did see, says Tanya, available was Mavita Loco. They had shade and light metal matte. Serpentine, pastel gold, the collab with Too Faced Fetish, and a lot of that kind of. Okay, let me back up. I know I'm missing something. Janessa says she still has a few Kat Von D palettes. I was always chasing my disappointment and not getting. Okay, Evita Loca, but the Divine palette was iconic, even if it needed a flamingo pink. I would not go to the White House this time if he invited me, no matter what he was saying, especially if he's serving McDonald's. I can get that on my own, Buster. He is. But that was so hilarious to me because I'm just like, in the picture they show, this one dude like way down at the end of the table, he was looking back like, I'm like, yeah, so much for all that recognition and yada, yada, yada. This is how you, yeah, okay. But he likes McDonald's. So I'm like, maybe that's his favorite restaurant. But I was I was laughing. I think I lost a quarter pound on my ass. I was laughing my ass off. We also used the Martine Cosmetics. This is my Mission XXX 669 dupe. And yes, I kept this from the 669 palette, Abracadabra, bitch. And the other side does have 669 on it. I know it's backwards on your end. I think it's backwards on your end. I really love this. When SCOTUS said that tariffs were illegal, I was hopeful. Like, okay, eventually Martine Cosmetics will start selling to the United States again. But then he brought up some old law or something, and they still doing tariffs. I'm just like, but I am still holding out hope though. So this is what this looks like, and this is a dupe, like for real. And I know I say this all the time, so forgive me if y'all heard it before. I did one eye top row with this, one eye top row with 669 from Martine. They look almost identical. I did the same with the middle row here, middle row 669, and then the bottom row. And yes, this is actually a dupe. And I freaking love that palette. I used it till it started irritating my lids. That's how much I liked it. Because sometimes stuff started to turn, and I'm like, oh hell no. But this one, I'm like, yeah. So I used Martine until like a couple of the shades started irritating my lids, and I'm like, girl, your skin ain't built like that. Yeah, I wouldn't go either, because you know it's going to be for a stunt or for some bullshit. So hell no. Y'all, he was talking about the war, which I think is. And then he started talking about, he was like, oh, and these drapes back here, this gold color, the ballroom is going to be. And I'm like, he done went off the rails. he's talking about the war and the soldiers, the United States soldiers that died, and then he starts talking about gold and the ballroom. I'm just like, can somebody stop him? Because I'm thinking, oh wow, like he's, even though we still know it's bullshit, we're like, he's saying something that sounds sensible, and then he goes off talking about the ballroom and the gold and the mold crowning or whatever they call it, crown molding, and I'm just like, can somebody stop him? He went off the rails quick. I'm just like, people are dying, y'all, and he talking about the goddamn ballroom. Excuse me. Excuse me. We also used Love of My Life, Hung Van Gogh, Composed Cool. Yo, I was so excited for his stuff. I bought a lot. This is the only palette I got left. I don't regret a thing. I do not regret a thing. Um, yeah, I was out of control. Gotta buy it and have one of your internals so we ship it to you. I thought about that, but I only know one for sure, and that would be Eden. And I didn't want to. And I did think about it though, for real. Like, Eden, can I send you the money and you get this, and then I send you money for shipping over here? And then I'm like, you know what, girl, that's too much. Like, because I did think about it though, but she's in New Zealand, and I really did. I seriously did think about it, and then I'm like, girl, just. But I really did. I really did, and I'm like, girl, just. Yeah, so Compose Cools. This is what this looks like. And I used this in conjunction, I believe, with Xenon palette. And we're actually using them both again this month for another collab. We used these both for a collab, and it was the monochromatic collab. So I think it was a black look. And this is Xenon. What is flaking in here? So these are what they look like together. And we used the blacks, even though it's not really many blacks in this one. They're blue based, and so we're going to use these again this month to do a silver look. I think it's the monochromatic month collab. I don't even know if it's still on the Martini site. I didn't look, and I even had unsubscribed from their emails, because I'm like, if y'all not sending over here, I don't want. And they seem to not do a lot of makeup. So it's like the emails were like, skincare, this and this, and I'm just like, so I ended up unsubscribing. So I don't know what's on their site. I haven't been to the site, but these are what these two look like. And I wondered if I would get Subliminal again, because that is like a smoky palette, but I am just really content with these two, to be honest with you. Like, I am just very content with these two. And y'all know I am a long time fan of Xenon since it was first released, and this is my second one. Excuse me. So far, I will just say everything is top tier. And y'all know I like Natasha's formula. I can do without like the sparkling foil shades, because I don't know if this is one of them or not, but y'all see this dip in here? This is so hard to pick up on a brush. But nothing in here is really flaky. Not yet. After I dig in them, maybe a few more months, they may be. Because I do remember something in here being flaky. But I really enjoy this palette because it encourages me to do something different and to try new things, and that's what I like about it. And we have quite a few Natashas. I only got 10 brands of eyeshadow palettes, so it's going to be the same brands. This is the non-dramatic eye sculpt, texture, and tone palette, and I need to stop saying that because it's not dramatic for me. But when I watch other people and they're like, oh my gosh, like this is so dramatic and these shades are so dark and blah blah. But then when I think about the looks they usually do, is usually natural makeup or soft glam makeup, or ethereal makeup. And so I can see if that's their preferred aesthetic, then yeah, this is going to be dramatic for them. But for me, I was like, how the hell? This ain't dramatic. And so I had to, think outside of myself and look at it from other people's perspective. And also if you're lighter than me and you are used to, ethereal looks, soft glam looks, then yeah, this will be very dramatic for you. And Morgan Turner, somebody commented saying, oh, I would like to see if you can do a dramatic look with the soft one and if you can do a soft look with the dramatic one. And so she did it, and And she did kind of stay like up here. On her, it still looked very colorful and dramatic. And so, but then she's a lot lighter than me. And so, it depends on your preference. It depends on your complexion, your skin tone, and that type of thing. But for me, this is not dramatic. The only thing dark in here is like this one, this shade, these two, these right here. That's it. But I do love the formula. I do love the formula. This one is looking kind of funky. This one here is looking like it wants the hard pan. It's kind of funky looking. And for me, when I see that slick, shiny space, to me, that's usually hard pan. And I don't use my fingers with makeup, so that's not it. And I know I feel like it happens more with people who use their fingers for makeup because we have oils in our skin that gets into the shadow, changes the formula, hard pan, this and that. I use sponge tip applicators for swatches and then brushes for use, and so that is not because of my fingers or oils or anything. Um, I don't remember how it performed last time I used it, but I know I did talk about it. Like, okay, is this or is this not what it's looking like? We also use Retro Glam. Janet, I know you're yawning over there. I know you're yawning. Like, okay, get to the colorful stuff here. Like, why did you even get this? It serves a purpose for me, though. So, and I do like this color story. And I didn't realize that I really liked the color story until I started thinking about it because Xenon, the Glam palette, um, and I think we took one of the blues to put in my previous Xenon. But when I counted up all the shades out of here I kept, it was like 9 shades. This is a 15 pan palette. And so I realized, like, you know what? You really did like it. It was just like these shades right here because they don't show up on me. This one right here. It's a nice little satin thing. But I liked more of the palette than I didn't. And that's what made me realize, you know what? You do like that palette. And so even though it's like yawn compared to other stuff, I do like this palette. And a lot of it is because I like the formula, and it does just work for me, and they're not messy unless they're her like sparkling foil flaky shades. And it does serve a purpose. And I'm realizing more now because there's another. So I was doing creative art with her collab on Instagram, and then the monochromatic collab, and then there's a third collab I saw. And so for some of those looks, like these palettes are coming in handy depending on like what the prompt is. And so I do actually like this one, and it is my second time having it. My shoulder's starting to hurt. It is still one of my teen site. Oh man, thanks for checking, Janessa. Why is this like right here in the pocket? Ow, stop pushing on it. That makes it hurt worse. Speaking of her, I call it dream palette because it's not my dream. Something in here is like flaked up on the mirror. Ugh. It's actually this shade that flaked up on the mirror. I think this is a creamy matte. It's just, and when I first had this one, this is a cute shade. Excuse me for the glares. When this came out initially, the same time that the Empowered palette from Huda Beauty came out. Excuse me for that. And I got them both, and I did comparison looks, one with this, one with that, and I think I did that a few times. And all the palettes I'm showing you, there is a playlist for if you want to see what I've done with them. And I will say the Empowered palette for me was deeper tones than this, and so the looks were darker. And y'all know I prefer darker, says me with not a dark look on today. And a nude lip. Y'all know my favorite lipstick, black. They're like, what happened? Mind your business. And so I liked that color story better. And it did have a pocket of, lighter shades too. But for the most part, I'm like, this is darker. I like that better. And so I ended up returning one of them. And the one that I did keep, after I kept using it, I'm just like, just because I like one thing better than another, like that's not a reason to keep it, because I was ambivalent about both of them. You know what I mean? But then when I went back and looked over the looks and everything, and then thoughts change, perspectives change, and a good friend of mine reminded me of that lately. Like we grow, we change, we do things, we learn new things, and then we'll look at something from a year ago with fresh eyes, and then it's like, ooh. You know what I mean? And I really feel like that's what's been happening. Like when I think back, I'm just like, yeah, I kind of still feel that way, but I also feel this other kind of way too. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I'm gonna get it again. And it was before the no buy when she had her sale and all of that. Her end of year sales are really good. And so I did get this. And I do like it. Like, yeah, there's shades that don't show up. Just like with Retro Glam, a couple of the shades don't show up, but there's still a purpose. I can lay it as a base shade. I can use it just under the brow, or like this area right here where you see the yellow. Like, there is still a purpose for it. And that's something that I learned too. Like, if it's not what I want, like this is not really going to show up on me. This is not going to show up on me, but that doesn't mean it's not going to serve a purpose for blending or whatever, or just taking up negative space up here from my lid shade up to the brow or something. And that's something that I learned too, is like, there's still a purpose. It might not be, what I want it to be, but I can still use it and it'll be a nice look. And so I am glad that I did get it again. I can say that. We use both of our Esom palettes, and I tend to use them as one palette. One is all matte, one is all metallic. If I'm not mistaken, these are in my Macquarie store. Just because I don't use it often, and y'all know I want stuff to be used, but I took them out so I could show y'all. So the bottom is number 1, balance. The top is number 2, intensity. I don't know if they still have the bundle deal. I've always wondered about that. Dream palette always tempts me. I do really like the formula, Alexandria. Like, I really like her formula. And to me, that means a lot to me. No matter how pretty something is, if it's a mess to use, if it's a hassle to use, I'm like, nah. Because there's other stuff I have that's easy to use that looks just as nice. And then it also depends on, like, where you are and if you don't mind putting in the work for, stuff. Balance on its own was $80. Intensity on its own was $120. So this is $200. They had a bundle deal. Both of these and the mascara, $140. And so even though I had already purchased them for my kit, I said, I'm going to get it for myself too. And now they're in my course. But I did use them though, and I have a look for these as well. And I am glad that I did get the bundle, because I never even thought, oh, let me try their mascara. No, but you know what? I really like that mascara. So I am glad that was in the bundle. So I always use these two together. If you look at them in columns, this purple column, this purple column, like everything lines up. And so when I know y'all keep hearing me say this if you've been here for a while. When I first used both of these, each column was a look. So that was like an easy 5 looks that I did. And then after that, I kind of hopped around. And I did use this for a collab or two and just kind of hopped around. And so these are very nice. I usually get the question, is this formula comparable to Viseart? Yes. To me, this formula is comparable to Viseart. So if you do like Viseart, you will like this formula. They also have one that's all pressed pigments. Y'all know I ain't get it because my lids don't tolerate pressed pigments. And they have a lip palette. They have, I think it's a powder blush palette. And they have that Sculpt palette that everything in it worked for me. But I'm like, if you're deeper than me, that ain't going to work. And what got under my skin, what I allowed to get under my skin, is I commented to one of their posts, this was probably like a year ago, about how, and my face is on my Instagram. And I'm like, for me, everything in here works, but like, it's not going to work on somebody that's, dark chocolate or deeper than me. And the dude or whoever runs their Instagram, they messaged me back saying, oh, well, you have to use such and such type of brush. Listen, if it's a light shade, whatever brush you use is not going to make it dark. And if you look at my Esom videos with that, you're going to be like, yeah, nah. So that, I allowed that to irritate me because you're telling me a fucking lie. A brush, a certain type of brush is not going to make a light shade look dark. So anyway, so I just took this off of here because if somebody is watching this for the first time, these are easy to pop out. So these are the shadows and they have numbers. So put my finger right here. So if you want to move stuff around, you can, and it's really easy. You don't need no tools. Just stick your finger in there and that's it. So we're going to put this back in here. And we're going to put that back in here. These are top tier. I just found that I wasn't using it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I was trying to put it the wrong way. And then you just slide it back. And these are good for like professional use if that's what you do. Because you just, you can just sit it. And then just dip into what you want to use. And it is geared towards the pro side of things. hence, you know, the price and how they designed it, and having an all shimmer palette and an all matte palette. Because if you're on the shoot, excuse me, Janet, if I'm annoying you, but if you're on the shoot and they want like an all matte look, even like one speck of shimmer or glitter, it's going to show up under them lights in that picture. And so that's why they did these separate. And I do really like them. And so after this, they're going back at my Mercari store. This is Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. I did this look, I was going to say recently, but yeah, today is only the 3rd of the month. You always wonder about dream pouches. It's beautiful. I like it. This is a black. I think this is just like just a regular matte. I do believe this is like a cream to powder. And I believe this one is a creamy matte, and it's just something with the formula and even looking at it that's causing me to think that. But I think this is just like a plain regular matte. But yeah, it's a good palette, and I do appreciate them having. This is not dark on me, which I would think it is, but it's not. So that was a little disappointing. But I'm like, okay, I have this shade, I have that shade, I have that one. So if I want to deepen up, I can. But it is a beautiful palette. I will say, if you want something from them, if you want more than one palette from them, I would say wait till like her November sales, because then sometimes it comes out to like buy one get one free sometimes because of how the pricing is and the amount discount you get off. And that's when I repurchased those. Moonlit Seduction. I talked trash about this palette, and I remember saying I only got like 2.5 looks out of it. When I look back at the pictures, actually I got 3 looks out of it. The one I just did, I would say that'll be the 4th look I got out of this palette, and that's because of how I did the wing. But this is what it looks like, and I actually missed it. Like when I didn't have it, I missed it, and that surprised me because I'm like, this ain't my color story. Like, get the hell out of here with this. Like, what are you talking about? And the celestial shades, these 3 in particular, them shit is flaky, and I do not like flaky shades. I don't. I know some people love it because of the shine. I'm okay with just satin and not having the super shine. I must have joked too much recently. No, it's not annoying me. Yo, I was just like, am I triggering her? Like, I'm sorry. Because what I had noticed is you were using more exclamation marks at the end of your sentences, and some of your words you were putting in capital letters. And so I'm reading your comments like, why is she yelling at me? And I wasn't upset or offended or anything, but I'm just like, okay, let me just not talk about that. I'm like, why is she yelling? Yeah, so as you see, it was funny too, because I'm just like, what? And you know how we do. We say stuff and just keep it rolling. But it surprised me that I actually missed it. And I was just like, damn. And what also surprises me is that I didn't want to get Subliminal again. But then I'm like, I got Xenon, I got, Composed Cools, and, so, and my MAC BYOPs. And so I did not miss that palette, even though it was my favorite Mothership, because it surprised me. It usually takes me maybe the 3rd or 4th look to be like, okay, I really like it. When I had Subliminal, I did top row, I did a look, I loved that look. Bottom row, I did a look, I loved that look. And that was the only Mothership that within the first 2 looks, I was like, yeah. And so that's why it was my favorite, because it surprised me. And I did like the color story. A little cool for me, but cool, leaning neutral, like I'm okay with. But I don't miss not having it, but I miss this one, which is weird. I'm weird. We accept ourselves here. We know our issues. And so the look other day, did that air already? I want to say yes, but I don't know. You know what it did? Because who was it? I don't know. Is there somebody that comes here named Thug something? They were like, oh my God, that wing does it for me, something, something, something. And so like, that's what did it for me was, no, it wasn't this live Alexandria. This was like a couple weeks ago. This was like a couple weeks ago. And that's what got it for me too, was the way I did the wing. Because just the eye part, the eyeshadow part here was like, but then when I did the wings, I was like, okay, yeah. But I actually missed not having this palette. This is a typical green to burgundy that we have like 10 times over. But But I really missed it, and it surprised me because I only had like 2 looks out of here out of like the 7, 8 looks that I did. So I'm like, girl. But now we can add 4 looks. We can increase that number, but that's because of the shapes that I did. And so, this is top tier. So yeah, over the years, yeah, I can see like how I went through some changes. Alexandra says, oh, she was asking like, what was it you said or whatever from whatever I was talking about. Your poor daughter is mad as heck because her teacher gave her a bad grade on an assignment she feels she did good on. Aww. Sorry to hear that. Poor things like her mother. Yeah, when you think you've gotten or you did well, and then it's like, no, you didn't. It's like, excuse me? What you mean? Bella Tofana, Spellcast Beauty side of things. She does. I feel like I just gotta say it. Okay. This is me struggling with whether to say it or not. I don't understand. Okay, so she's taking honor in college prep classes and running track. She's pushing herself, but it is not a bad thing. So, should I say it, Janessa, or just keep rolling? Because I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. Both of the 2 left for us to talk about is the Spellcast Beauty side of Notoriously Morbid. Bella's Hofana, and I know I said this story. No, it was Lady Shalat. Okay, so I'll tell that story again after I show this one. This is my color story, y'all. Look at this. Gothy, grungy. There is overlap with goth and grunge, depends on who you ask. Because some people, like even if they have goth something in their handle, I'm looking at the looks like, oh, okay, that's what it is. Because y'all know I don't know what stuff is. And then someone else, with, goth in their name, like the looks are completely different. One is always way more colorful. So I'm like, well, what is it exactly? You know what I mean? If y'all are familiar with Viva You're Pretty, she does goth looks. But for me, there's overlap because I do see some goth looks that are like vampy. They're dark, they're smoky. The lower lash line is blown out, and the shapes and stuff. And then I see other goth looks where they're just cute and pretty, and everything is just in its place and looking perfect. And so that's why I say goth and grungy because and there really is overlap. But this is definitely my color story. And that's that same shade we have 10 times over. I keep telling y'all that burgundy, green, red shift. That has enough color, no judgment. I love this palette. Something in here is flaky. This shade is flaky. And it's usually the ones that are shimmers because they're more sparkly. The sparkles is flakes. And this one wants to be flaky, but right now it's still creamy. But even if I put this on lower lash line, it's just like, I have like a whole, it's messy. And y'all know I don't like messy. So like the metallics, like give me that. I don't always want, because I don't like mess. But it is a pretty shade, and because it's black, right? So, And this looks like a duochrome too, because I'm seeing, what's throwing me off? This looks blue and burgundy, but then this one looks red and green. So they're not that different. When I put them on, they don't look that different. This right here is bold as hell. And this actually has some pink in it. And I remember seeing it last time I used it. Like, to me, it looks like it's pink in it. And y'all know sometimes I see dead people. I be seeing things that ain't really there. And so I put it on, and the shit was pink. I'm like, oh, okay, I really did see pink in there. Because looking at it in person, it is like a turquoisey green shade. But then it's like, I see pink in it. And it did show up pink. So I felt validated. Because y'all know I just, But it showed up pink. And I do really like this palette. Again, with the 2 red tones, they show up almost the same on me. I could do without one or the other. Like, and that seems to be typical for me, that 2 different red tones do usually look the same on me. I don't know if it's my undertone or my lids or like what. I don't know. Maybe I should try these as a blush. That's an idea. But I love this palette. This, in person, looks a little more mustard. I love shadows like this. Chrome yellow. I remember saying before, This is the palette I use today. This is not part of the roundup. I don't mind flaky unless it ends up on my forehead somehow. Janet, it'll be on my chin, forehead, under my eye, on my nose, under here. I'm like, how the hell did it get to all them places? I remember saying before with this palette that this shade did not work. It didn't want to come out to play. It didn't want to show up. It just looked pretty in the palette. Y'all, today, you see that yellow? So I learned something. Because usually I would swipe the brush in it and put it on. It would not show up. I used this brush. I went like this. And I'm like, oh, it does work. So I learned something. Whatever brush I'm using, like swirl it. Because when I would do this and put it on, it never showed up. It wouldn't pick up. It wouldn't put down. But so this yellow you see, this is chrome yellow. So I learned something. I got to swirl. And you can tell I swirled the hell out of it. But and it also looks like I took a mascara wand to it because there's like lines in there. But yeah, so now I know how to work it. Yeah, this yellow is this that I was always like, it don't work. It's just in there to be pretty. She was working today because I did something different with it than I normally do. So back to Vela Tofana. I did purchase this one. Purchase in quotes, because they don't do monetary commission. We get credit. And so I purchased this with credit. So that's a thank you to all of you who do use my notoriously morbid code. So when I say I purchased something from them, it's because of you all who use my code, and I do appreciate that. But I saw this, and I wanted to just dig into over here, because y'all know I like dark. I said, you know what? I'm going to delay my gratification. And yep, colorful grunge. Yeah. And so these two columns, I did my first look. These two columns, I did the second look. And so I was just kind of like, and I was waiting. Third look, these two columns. I'm like, okay, all right, we here. But I do like this palette. And then I just kind of hopped around, because when I first get a palette, we do the swatch party together. And then I systematically do looks to use every color in a palette. And so that's why I did that way. And even going back to subliminal, first row, one look, second row, because I do want to at least say or have an opinion of every shadow that's in there. I have an itch right here. And so I really do like this palette. I am glad that I have it. Why is it itching right there? So that's this one. And actually, I can say everything is top tier that I showed y'all. And I know I've been saying it for a while that my goal is for everything to be top tier, everything to be something I love. This has a 24-month PAO. I don't know why some of their stuff has 24, some has 12, and some have none. Mothman, I think, was 36. I want them to bring Mothman back. The last palette that we used last month, Spellcast Beauty Side. Janessa never answered me, so I guess I'm being good today. And I'm not going to mention the thing. Should I say it, Janessa? You know what I want to say about the Spellcast Beauty Side. So this is this. They had this one, and they had a lighter color story one. And I thought, ooh, both of them would be great for my kit. Right? So, and it was when I first seen it before it came out, when they had, they show pictures, and then, it's actually available later. And so I messaged in saying, what is the PAO on these palettes? Because that's important to me. Because in the kit, if something says 12 months PAO, even if it's still good, because personal use stuff however long you want to. But in the kit, you're supposed to get rid of it. And I'm like, I don't want to be buying palettes every year. And she said it was 12 months, but you can use it longer. I said, yeah, you can, but not in the kit, you can't. And so I didn't get them, because I really was like, I want to get them both. And I did not. So I went on their website for something one day, and the lighter color story was gone. It was gone. And this one was here. No wonder, right? Because people do depending. It seems most people prefer like the lighter color stories, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, you got this pocket of non-show-ups over here. So I'm just like, whatever. But I was going back and forth on whether or not to get it. And I was kind of like, because this row right here I could do without. This row right here I can do without. But it came in handy for a collab that Tanya and Kay wanted to do full glam stuff. So it serves a purpose. Just like with Natasha's boring ones, it serves a purpose. And so the first look I did, I used these 9 shades for one eye and these 9 on the other eye. And then I used this row for a look and then this one for that member request. Excuse me. But I was like, I wanted to get it. And it's one of the more expensive ones. I think it was like $54.99. And I'm just like, the other stuff was like $29.99. But then it is a bigger palette, right? And so another poll is up on my community post. Everyone, please check it out, says Tanya, and vote if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks, says Tanya. And so I took a screenshot. Larger palettes overwhelm me now. Too many choices, but a pretty look at. Just break it down into quads. Break it down into quads. Looking at this, do these 4 shades. That's a color story. Do these 4, color story. These 4, color story. Just break it down into quads. These 4. These little green and purple right there. These 4. This is a very neutral color story for a look. Do these 4. Do these 4. Do these 4. So that's how you do that, Tanya. Just break it down. Break it down now. Just break it down into quads. Or into rows. Because for that look for U and K, I just use this whole entire row. So I took a screenshot of the palette from the website. And I sent it to Janessa. I didn't say anything. Because I didn't want to sway her in any other direction, right? So I sent it. You do use quad area? Okay, so you can do it then. And I'm not saying get this. And usually I don't get larger palettes either, just for storage purposes and like trying to hold them up and all of that. Like the monstrosity, gorgeous. Like this thing takes up my whole face. Like, can you see me? Like, no, you can't. Like the thing is just huge. And I have traveled with that. And that was the only palette I took. I'm like, you taking up enough space in my bag. Like that was it. And so I sent her a screenshot. I didn't say anything. I was hoping, because when you lean a certain way as far as color stories or, what you like, a lot of your stuff ends up looking kind of almost the same. And so I'm like, I said, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to send it to her. What I was hoping is that she would be like, oh, yeah, that's cute. You have similar colors already in your stash, whatever. No. Janessa wrote back, oh, you can do some pretty looks with that palette. Thanks, friend. So then I ordered it. And I'm glad that I did. So thank you, Janessa. But I really wanted her to be like, girl, you kind of have those colors. And when you just look at the individual colors, it's like, yeah, I do. I don't think I have like this green or that one or like these, because I don't gravitate to those. Or like this, like what? Like, no. These 4? No. Well, yellow, yeah. But yeah, so and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. And this would be a palette I would take with me, and it would be the only palette I took with me. Because if I wanted to do a neutral look, here I go right here. If I wanted to do smoky, a simple smoky look, this right here. If I wanted a little bit of color but not much, okay, use these 6 shades right here. If I want it to be there, not there, just use these right here. And so this kind of has everything. So if I were to travel with this will be the only palette that I take, because I can do whatever type of look that I want to do with it. And if I wanted to do monochromatic, you see the browns in here, the brown tones, you see the reddish tones. Like this is just, it has everything for me anyway. And so I was glad that I got it, but I didn't want to, because it was, $54.99, I think. But when she said that, I'm like, damn it. So then I ordered it. If you have all those colors but they aren't in the same palette, LOL, and that's the justification we use to keep buying it. And it is something about having all the colors in one palette. Like, it is something to that. And I know some people will do that. And I will admit it is a thing. It is a thing, like, for sure. But yeah, so I am glad I got that. So I can honestly say everything that I've shown you, that's all the palettes we used last month. I can say everything is top tier. Janessa voted Tanya. I'll make sure I do that after this. But after this, I'm gonna eat and then eat lunch. I had my regular breakfast. Looking at comments. Yeah, after this, while food is cooking, I will vote and also wash my brushes. These are the ones I used today for this look. And so, just to recap, MAC limited edition Pride palette, monstrosity. Lady of Shalott. So Janessa, you ain't say if I should say it or not. I'm trying to be good, but my mind keeps going back to it every time I pick up one of their Spellcast beauty palettes. So this is top tier. It just has like everything in there for me. Oh, excuse me. Bella Tofana. This is my color story. And you're like, then why you got Retro Glam? Because it works. Damn it. So this is that. Don't be good, say it. That's why I'm asking Janessa. She's my voice of reason. Whenever it's something where I'm just like, she's my voice of reason. Because some people I know, they'll co-sign wherever you at, whatever you're doing. Janessa don't do that. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, she's my voice of reason because she's the one where if I was on a ledge, she would be the one to get me to come back inside the building. She's my voice of reason because y'all see me when I go off here. When I go off not on YouTube, it's a lot more. So like just imagine. So yeah, she is definitely, and I don't think I've ever told you that, Janessa, but yeah, she's my voice of reason. When it's something that's like really bothering me and I just want to be ass out, fuck the world, she'd be like, okay, well, I get what you're saying, but and I'll be like, you know what, you're right. So thank you, Janessa, for that. Yeah, I never did tell her she was my voice of reason. Xenon palette. I love this palette. I loved it the first time I have it. And I made a choice not to mix up the palettes this time because if I do ever, maybe in like 3 years, want to sell it, if people want this color story, they're going to want this color story and not with it all mixed up. And my dream palette, I'm going to show it again because Alexandria really likes it. Wait for a sale, though, I would say. But yeah, this. I really do like it. And I've come to accept that every palette is going to have a couple shades that I'm not going to prefer, but then that's where it comes in with, I can still do something with it. I'm going to need you to repeat that to Mama Champagne, and you can be reasonable. I will try to remember, because and the Retro Glam. But it took me to add up all the shades that I kept to realize that I really did like this palette. And it serves a purpose. It really does. Sounds so like. But when I look at it, though, and of course I'm focusing on the darker shades and, the colorful ones. But yeah, I can still, this shows up on me nice, which surprised me. But like these right here and like this one, but then that's only like 4. There's 15 shades in here. So what I'm saying is that there's enough to work with and just use the ones that don't show up just to kind of buff out or just put somewhere to do something. And then we have the Eye and Sculpt Texture and Tone palette. I need to stop being like that. This is Natasha's version of a dramatic palette. That still sounds like, girl, you still being shady. Because for some people, this is dramatic. It depends on your style. It depends on your style. But I do like it because I like her formula. And this is one where I could take and just whatever. What I'm remembering now is like when I used it the last time, whatever look I was doing, I kept going in and out of different shades because some of them wasn't showing up. This one here. This one. This one I thought was going to be dark. It wasn't. And so I kind of struggled with that look. It's just like... And so now I'm kind of like... And I thought this was going to be the new Biba palette for me. Because I remember saying Circle Loco and Biba will forever be in my stash. So when this came out, I'm like, this will be my new Biba. This ain't Biba. And I honestly miss Biba. And this does have more shades in it. But the more shades are the ones that don't show up really on me. And I do honestly miss Biba. And then I keep looking at this shade. This is a really nice dark shade. But I'm like, I'm not going to keep a palette just for one shade. I do like the looks I did with it. The last one, no, I just struggled. But But you know, we're going to double down until we get something we like. But I did have to work for it though. And I was just like, I want my makeup to work for me. I paid for it. You my hoe. You going to work for me. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, so we're still going to say top tier because I like the formula. But I really feel ambivalent about it because I need to get out of my own head. Because I'm like, this is gonna be my new Biba. This ain't Biba. So I need to just, like I do with other palettes, accept it for what it is. Because if I can accept this right here and enjoy it, then I can accept this one and enjoy this too. So that's why I said I'm just in my own head about it, because I'm like, this will be Biba. This ain't Biba. This is not Biba. But I do enjoy using it, except when I had to fight for that look. And I don't even know what I was trying to do with that look, but it was a struggle. And so this is still top tier because of the formula. Mothership number 10. Surprise, 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 surprise. If I miss a palette, that says a lot. Because y'all look at this and be like, girl, that ain't really you. I know, but I actually really missed it. And I was like, okay, this feels weird. Like, I want that again. I feel like I was working for that gold shadow and Estee Lauder getaway quad. Feel like it hard panned after the first swipe. I do not like hard pan. And it's not the end of the world. You know, scrape it with a spoolie and whatever you scraped up, put the brush in there and put it on. It's workable. But I'm like, okay, if I'm spending money, like these aren't drugstore prices. And even drugstore prices now, the palette might be like almost $20. But it's just like, and even if it's inexpensive, doesn't mean, you know, it's okay that it's a jacked up, non-workable shade. So that when people say that, well, give a drugstore, just be good. I remember I used to love them Wet n Wild palettes back in the day. And they was what, maybe $5 for 8 shades? I love them damn palettes. Elf Bite Size. Wonderful formula. Wonderful formula. I really love those. The formula for those. But so drugstore is not an excuse to not be good quality. But I forget where I was going with that. Oh, getting them with the quads. Yeah, hard pan. So some people say, oh, well, just do this, do that. I don't want to have to do all of that. I done spent my money. I just want to put the brush in and put it on and it work. That's all. That's all I want. The indie quads are too expensive to try. Listen, I don't know what I don't know what is in Natasha's mind. And I do see your comment, Tanya. Is anyone getting the indie new quads? Even Morgan said she wasn't getting them. She got them in PR. She was like, yeah, these are a drop. Like, I'm not getting them. So even her, and she is a fan of Natasha. She was like, these are a drop for me. She's like, I might just get one just to show y'all. But then she got them all in PR. But the thing is, though, and Morgan even said it. Morgan Turner, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. She said, you can get a midi for $69. 15 shades. Why are you going to spend $48 for 4 shades? Oh, because wait a minute. The pan sizes are bigger, like in her 28 pan palettes. Who really cares these days about having bigger pan sizes? None of us ain't panning no shadow. I knew one person who did pan a palette. She panned almost every shadow in a palette because she only had one, and it was the Urban Decay Naked palette. That was the only palette she had. She panned every freaking shade. But if you're here with us, you have enough palettes where you ain't gonna never pan none of them shades unless you use the same shade every time. But so Morgan was like, okay, you bring back the old size with the new formula. So is that a justification that you're spending like $10 a shade? Get the hell out of here. So even Morgan was like, just save up and pay $69 for 15 shades. She's like, none of us ain't going to pan anything, so it don't matter if it's a bigger pan size. No, I ain't. And I did see a thumbnail where somebody was swatching, or did I watch part of that video? Yeah, and duplicate shades. Duplicate shades, says Alexander. Yeah. But hell, $48. Like, who are you, Tom Ford? But then his quads was $90. I would get his at the CCO for like 80% off. I'm like, I ain't spending $90 for no 4 shades. I don't care who you are. Excuse me. And then I realized, you know, the color stories wasn't my speed, and so I just decluttered them. I'm like, I know not to buy that no more. The formula was decent, but not $90. Even though I only paid like 80% off, so like they were really cheap. But Janessa broke down and ordered Made a Monster. What brand is Made a Monster? Like, what is that? I think you will love it because you love Unearthly, says Alexandra. So, Compose Cool, the last man standing. I went buck wild crazy when his, when his collection came out. This is the last thing standing. And 2 lip liners and 2 highlighters. And 1 lipstick. I think I got rid of one of his lipsticks. I kept on the runway because Janessa sent me that. And I used that the other day for a look. Y'all, people were like, "Oh, I love that lip." I'm like, right? But I do not see Hung Van Gogh Red over here. So I think I decluttered that. So I got 2 eyeliners, 2 lip liners, this 1 palette, and 1 lipstick. And if y'all remember, I went buck fucking wild. I spent like $400 in like 3 days, all on his stuff. And this is what I got left. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. And so, yeah, you need to shop some fill-ins. Also bought a bunch of clearance stuff from Half Baked Makeup. You do be finding some good deals though, Janessa. And you do be using the hell out of your makeup. You and Janet forever get a pass from me. But what's the monster? Where is that comment? Oh, this eye is twitching. What? You ordered Made a Monster. What brand is Made a Monster? I feel like I heard that before. 669 dupe. Y'all already know. And when these turn, I'll reorder these shades. This is it for me. This. That's that. Orange Life. The other one's still sitting on my bookcase. So I mean, I look at this stuff and I clearly see like what's my vibe and it's pretty. Omega is Unearthly Cousins, okay. And Shadows of the Vampire from Twisty Morbid. The 2 Esoms, these are going back in my Macquarie store. Oh shoot, they're over there. I'm gonna go grab something because I have a question for y'all. Nightmare Palette, all good except them 2 shades. But when the owner emailed me, I was like, what? Because I ain't asked for nothing. But anyway, I do really like that palette. Autumn Rose, Clarity Cosmetics, my intro to that brand, and Gilded. I'm gonna go get something, y'all, because I have a question. Why did I just get dizzy? I had a horrible dizzy spell the other day. I'm like, what is happening? All right, y'all, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Ow! All right, I'm coming back. Don't go nowhere. Okay. So when I did that party palette from MAC Cosmetics, it really like resembles this one. And I'm just like, why do they look like they're the same palette? And I didn't do it on purpose. But I took those 12 shades and I put them in here with another 3. And let me hold these up together so y'all gonna be like, yeah, they do look like the same color story. I shop my feelings or give stuff away to make myself feel better. It's like a rotating door. So this is Gilded, and this is the MAC. So even just this side, like, look at this. This is like the same freaking color story. And I didn't see it. And somebody had said when I showed them the 12-pin BYOP for MAC, they were like, oh, that looks like such and such. And they were saying like the setup of it. But then when I put them side by side, I'm like, this like the same freaking palette. But I wanted to have a fun, and I didn't know I was getting Gilded. But I wanted to just have a fun palette, just fun colors. These 2 are the Chrome Shift shades, and the other one is lighter than this. This shows up like super light. This, I think, shows up purple. So this is this palette. So these, I think it's these 3 that are from the previous BYOPs. So this is the party palette. This one is named by 2 of my official troll Ken. They named it Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. This one I call Trolls Want to Take a Nap, because compared to the one I just showed you, it's like yeah, she's sleeping. So these are the 2 BYOPs I have left, which means I had other shadows left. So this is the question. So this is what this BYOP looks like. I forget. I do know this is Starry Night. So this is what this palette looks like. This was hard for me to want to give up because of these greens right here. Y'all know I love my grungy greens. So that's what this one looks like. And I believe this is Illuminati from a Pat McGrath single, that black in the corner. And so that left me with the 12 pan. And this is what this one looks like. This is What's the Wi-Fi, which this is What's the Wi-Fi. So this is the new one that I put with the party palette. So this is carbon. It's a matte black. So this is what this looks like. So my question is, who wants these palettes? The 15 pan or the 12 pan? If nobody does, they'll go into my Mercari store. If you want me to, I'll put pictures on my post, on my community tab. It's just less, I don't want to say aggravating, because selling on Mercari isn't aggravating, but y'all know this is not a yellow, this is a lime green. This isn't a yellow, if that's what you're talking about. Who is it? These are matte shadows in matte palettes. And so if you want, I'll just put pictures on my community tab, because I do want stuff to be used. Who is it? Yeah, that's not a yellow, that's a green. Actually like a lime green, and it does work. It doesn't show up bright though, but it does work. It does show up on me. You never tried mixer, Janet? Do you want these, Janet? If so, I will send them to you. And because I like stuff to be used, and the thing with Mercari is sometimes stuff will just sit. And so I thought, Sonya says you're a great candidate. I do just want stuff to be used, and it had been sitting on my desk for me to mention it, and then I forgot, which is why I had to go get them. But yeah, I took pictures from Mercari, but I didn't post them yet. I just don't want to keep having stuff just sitting, because then like you're just taking up space on my bookcase. So these are my two new BYOPs from MAC. This one is Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. This is Trolls Need a Nap. And I do like these color stories. So I do still have my row of greens in here. The bottom row is dark. The top row is, okay, we can work with it. And this is the party palette with a black and like a dark red at the bottom. I think this is Sketch, that red shade. So let me know for sure, Janet. And then those will go out to you. So that's our roundup. So everything, believe it or not, is top tier for me. And y'all know that's been a goal, is to have everything I have top tier. And I can see through these palettes the changes that has been happening with me regarding makeup over like the last year or so. And it's a good change. You better not. That's funny. Okay. So they're up for grabs, and we'll see. And if not, then I'll just put them in the Mercari store. Yeah, so that is it for this video. So that's our roundup for this month. What I have realized is that our lives are getting a little bit shorter, which is kind of good, which means I'm not just jacking for no reason. But yeah, so everything, I'm looking at this stack and I'm like, yeah, I like it. So that'll be it. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow or the rest of the week. Thursday we are doing a 1950s look. I forget what we're doing tomorrow, and I forget what we're doing Friday. Next Monday again is our members exclusive Gems and Lashes video. Tanya, we're not doing your look Tuesday. I have a follow-up with my primary care physician, and I remember saying if I have an appointment, I'm not going to do a live that day because I don't know how I'm going to feel as far as being asleep or not. But we're going to do your butterfly look on Wednesday. And Thursday, we're going to do a 1960s look. So that'll balance out, because I am still feeling anxious about the butterfly thing. And thank you for saying I control it out, because that part excites me. So the butterfly part, I'm like, but then the troll part, I'm like, yeah. And so then doing, hey, Sylvia, we're about to wrap up. How are you today? So we are definitely doing your look on Wednesday, Tanya. And then the 1960s on Thursday. And so that's next week. I just need to do the description boxes and all of that. But I did schedule those 3 for next week already. So we are going to go. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you for Replay Crew. Y'all already know that y'all rock. Anybody who popped in for the first time, or if you're watching this on the replay, I appreciate you for checking me out. And lots of information, as always, down below. And you will see me live next week. You just woke up from your nap. Surgery recovery is not nice. Oh, man, you'll rewatch. I'll check up on you later. Oh, I just got dizzy. What the hell? This happened yesterday where I was just sitting and like my head just started spinning in circles. And I sat like this for like a couple minutes because it was really bad. So we're gonna go, and so video going up. I don't know when. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Tanya says she hopes you recover expeditiously and without pain. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Sylvia, for popping in, and do your best, as I'm sure you are, to take care of yourself and to be gentle with yourself and engage in self-love and self-care and all those good things. And so you will see me again soon, y'all. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the crazy explanation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon. Bye.